So, what will help you make a complete solo? What will give you the ideas and the technique to play to play a complete solo? Anyone? And I've been saying it the whole time, so it's kind of a trick question.
The melody and the accents therein.
The melody. Your solo is based on the melody. So, drummers, someone name a simple standard.
A what? Take the A train.
Cool. Take the A train. Okay. Is everyone familiar with the song? No. Yes. No. Okay. So, I will sing and play the tune. Okay. So, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Cool, that's the melody. So, when you're soloing, that should be running through your head the whole time. When you're soloing, everyone in the bandstand should know where you are. If they don't, you're not playing based on the melody. Because if you're playing with guys that are pretty good, they're going to hear it. Because they're all counting over there. 1, 2, 3, 4. The majority of them will. And then when you start playing with some of the older guys, they're just looking at you like, yeah, you don't know where you are, do you? And so the whole thing is that, play your solo based on the melody. So I will do that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And even if you get off, as far as where you are timing-wise, if the melody is in your head, you'll be fine. Because there was a second where I started playing, I said, uh-oh, what's going on? And instantly, oh, okay, cool. Back. I was right where I was supposed to be. So, back to swing. So now that we know where the groove lies, what is the purpose of the left hand?
Comping.
Yes. Your left hand is what the piano is doing, what the guitar is doing, or whatever. So, who here, let's see. I want someone to demonstrate comping for me. And if you don't come up here and do it, I will choose you myself. So, I'm giving you a chance to express yourself. Anyone? 3, 2. Okay, raise your hand if you're a jazz drummer again. Don't try me. Okay, 2 people. So, you and you. Yes, you. Okay, so you first. Yep. Yeah, if it sucks, man, I know.
By the way,
So,
pleasure to meet you. I'm James. Pleasure to meet you. Justin Faulkner.
all right, so. Yeah, I said hi. Sorry. So, James is going to demonstrate what comping with the left hand is. Now, pick a tempo and go.
Melody or
No, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Give him a hand. So he has the idea down. So let's give him another round of applause for that because I'm going to tell you. So how old are you?
I'm 19.
When I was 19, jeez, even though it was last year. Don't laugh. Don't. No. Yeah, I didn't have that concept down. I literally started figuring the whole comping aspect out maybe, to be honest with you, a couple of weeks ago. I was listening to a Ahmad Jamal record, this incredible record that if you play jazz, even if you don't, get the record. It's called Live at the Alhambra. Yeah, I forget how to pronounce it.
Great.
Killing. Renell Fournier grew so hard, and him and Ahmad Jamal have such a lock. It's disgusting to listen to. I mean, you listen to it, it's like, wow, why am I moving? Wait, no, stop. I mean, it's uncontrollable. I mean, I was in my room preparing my clothes for the gig last night, and I just started dancing. It was like, wow, man, you can't help it, I promise you. Even if you don't like jazz, you will. You'll like this. So, when he plays, Ahmad Jamal has a very interesting way of playing the piano. But when he plays, he comps. There's some pianists that really aren't into using their left hand for comping. That's another discussion entirely. But when a pianist is comping, they're soloing, they're playing the comping is just complementing what they're playing. It's a background for what they're playing. So, what he was doing was pretty close. The one thing that you want to do, you want to check out more pianists. I mean, check out all of the great piano trios, Keith Jarrett Trio, Bill Evans Trio, all of them. Because that will allow you to understand that most pianists won't do this with their left hands because it's not possible. Because you are a drummer, certain things you can get away with. But the closer you are to imitating a pianist with your left hand, the more groove your swing will have. Trust me. The other thing that I would just want to mention to you, are you a believer in feathering the bass drum?
Yeah, I mean, I knew you were going to say that. I went up there, I started not feathering, I was like, oh man, he's going to call me out.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's not easy, so I got you, trust me. Yeah. Okay, so that's another thing that I'm gonna actually ask him to try. Feathering the bass drum. That basically makes the bass sound fatter. basically, because a lot of bassists use amplifiers and for their upright acoustic basses. And I'm going to say that again. They use amplifiers for their acoustic basses. So the thing that I am very fortunate to be able to do is play with our bassist Eric Rivas. He uses no amplifier. He uses 2 microphones and his F-hole, and that's it. He plays louder than I do, and it's incredible. And so that being said, you know, I could not feather, and he would be okay. But it would when I'm swinging, my swing would not have that much of a groove. So feathering the bass drum with your ride cymbal pattern, which you actually have a very nice pattern. I like that. Think more triplets as well. I'll adjust that as well in a second. So feathering the bass drum. Without it, the drums sound incomplete. Doesn't work. Which one grooved harder, the first one or the second one? Exactly. And so now, the ride cymbal pattern. Again, we're thinking about triplets. Everyone know what a triplet is?
Yeah.
Yes? No? Okay. A triplet is a grouping of 3 eighth notes that sounds like this. It's very simple. Very simple. And that's what swing is based on. Everything is... everything that deviates from that is just accented triplets for the most part. So, if you're playing the ride cymbal pattern, then you have nothing to worry about. Because the second you start making your ride cymbal pattern a little bit straighter, a great trumpet player by the name of Terrell Stafford, he plays lead trumpet for the Vanguard Jazz Orchestra. He told me, man, the pockets in your cymbal pattern are so small, I can't fit a penny in there. I said, man, that's not funny at all. But he's like, no, but it's true. What you're playing, the band can't fit inside of that. If you listen to all of the great big band records, Sam Woodyard, Rufus Speedy Jones, Sonny Payne, all of the great, Sonny Greer, yeah. If you don't know who that is, please check that dude out. Any of the names that I'm saying, if you don't know who they are, you can come up to me afterwards and I'll write them down. I'll give you my email address. I'll send you the records. These are the most. It's so necessary for you to know these guys. So, those guys, when they're playing, their ride cymbal pattern wasn't. They were playing with a big band. It had to be fat and big. And that's why Duke Ellington, Count Basie, all of their bands swung like, this isn't, I can't use that analogy. Anyway. But yes, so, ride cymbal pattern. I want you to try that. First try playing the triplets. If you can with one hand, that'd be great, but if not, with 2. And also, man, relax. I won't bite. teachers are telling you. If your teachers give you a specific grip to use, do that. Trust me, because I used to change grips every week, and my teacher would look at me, "What are you doing?" And so, but this is just one thing that I know will help. Where you're holding the stick is very important. The way you're holding it and where you're holding it. From my school of playing, the teacher that I have, he's about rebound. He's all about rebound and relaxation. Because without relaxing, you'll get tense. I mean, you get really tense, and you will probably get tired after the first song. Especially in the band that I play in, because I'm not gonna lie, I almost fell asleep on stage last night. Because it was just like, yeah, I mean, it's pure mayhem. And by the way, if you have time tonight, we're playing at 7:30. This is our last show. So if you would like to come, let me know, and I will see what I can do. So, at Jazz Alley. But the thing that you want to do, well, the thing that you don't want to do is choke the stick. It needs to breathe. So now, I see that your grip is pretty good. You know, the way that you're holding the stick is nice. You don't want to hold it too far back though, because I noticed at first that like when you first started, you were really, really stiff. Relax. Allow your wrists to do the work. Your arms should not be moving unless you start doing wild stuff, which right now we're not going to do. And so you want your stick. You want your stick to be as loose as possible. Try to take the stick out of my hand. It's magic. No, but seriously, that's how loose the stick is all the time. When I'm playing rock, same thing. When I'm playing R&B, same thing. When I'm playing jazz, same thing. It doesn't change because at the end of the day, first of all, you look crazy if you're doing this. You can say that. I mean, I know some guys who are killing drummers that have no technique whatsoever, and they're doing this, and they develop carpal tunnel in a few years or a few months. So, that being said, loosen up. Allow the stick to do the work. Allow your wrist to do the work. Don't force it. And then also, when you're hitting the drum or the cymbal, you should be coming down with enough velocity that the stick comes back up. Or I'm not bringing it up. This is the stick doing it by itself. Because, and I'm exaggerating it, but the last thing you want to do is play into the cymbal. You won't get a good sound. You don't want to play into the drum because you won't get a good sound. For some effects, it's nice, but generally speaking, you want to be as loose and as free as possible because when you start going around the drums, you don't want to get stuck. And then like 5 minutes goes by and you haven't played and you lose your job. So, try it. Loosen up and try the triplets. Okay, one more thing. Support the stick. Don't let the stick go fly freely because then you when you start doing stuff like you won't be able to do that at all. You're gonna stick may fall out of your hand when you're trying to do that. Okay, so support it. Cool. All right, give a round of applause. You, my friend, it is your turn. Your destiny. Okay.
We're out of time, terrible. Next time. Man, you do sit high.
Yeah, I'm 6'3.5". Sorry. Oh, well, you're tall.
I know, but I.
Yeah, I can't do that. Okay. So now, feathering the bass drum, comping with the left hand, and a definite ride cymbal pattern. Okay, cool. And so now, he's a light player. Light. And that's cool in certain situations. And so, you know, basically the only thing that I'm really going to say is you just have to be a little bit more, you have to play with a bit more intensity. Volume, that comes with whatever you're playing. But intensity-wise, here's one of my rules. When you're swinging, you should build intensity until the song bursts open. That sounds really weird, I know. But, because it's just one stick. When you're playing, instead of you going ballistic, staying here. Once you get to all of that stuff, the song will be here, and everybody on the bandstand will be sweating, and it's time to go to that place. And once you get there, all of this stuff will have more meaning. So the other thing is that you should always have your hand close to the drum that you're about to play. And I mean that's an obvious thing, but you know you don't ever want to say ba-dum dum da dum dum. Bum ba da dum. Dum da dum 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 dum. Dum dum. No, that's not a good idea. So, I'm actually, because now that I realize it, I am sort of close to out of time. But I will say this: you do have a nice groove. You have a very nice groove. But yeah, the one thing that I'll say, intensity. When you're hitting the cymbal, bang, 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 bang. Because I see that you have something that, no offense, I see some of my more seasoned players that I see. You know, it's a technique, and I really can't do it. But it's like their thumb comes back a little bit. I have no idea how to do it. But one thing I will say, you want your cymbal playing to be here. You want to come down, not over, not like this. You want it to come down. Because when you get faster, playing like this, it's not going to help you at all. I know some guys that are, there's no power in their cymbal pattern at all. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm just going to say a few things before I depart. So I hope that you understood all of the things that I was talking about today, just because these are the things that have gotten me where I am. Yeah, I mean, it's great, and I'm not one of those boastful guys, but you know, being in Modern Drummer was one of the greatest achievements of my life. And I'm 20 years old. And you know, you hear a lot of guys, oh man, none of that stuff matters to you. But I mean, you know, it's like you know, most of the guys that are saying that either they've never been in a magazine of that caliber, or you know, they've been doing this for a while and they just want to seem humble. But I mean, you know, at the end of the day, we're humans. You know, achievements are incredible things, and you should be proud of them. You know, I mean, it was ridiculous. This one day I was sitting outside riding my bike, and yeah, I still do that. Keeps your calves nice. But I was riding my bike, and I get a call from a good friend of mine who was the head of artist relation at Thai Drums. And he says, yeah, man, did you get the modern drummer for this month? I'm like, no, man, why? He's like, oh, man, you should check it out. And so then I opened it up, and my mouth dropped. I said, what? And before I could get to the actual ranking, the actual polls, I saw Vic Firth would like to congratulate, and I see all of the greatest drummers of right now, all of their names. I mean, and all of the guys that we all know and love. And then I saw my name, and I said, congratulations for what? And so then I get to the poll page, and in a group of 4 rock and pop drummers, my name was 5, and I said, well, okay, wow, and I was named one of the 5 up-and-coming drummers for that year, and it was very cool. But the reason I'm saying these things, these achievements didn't come from the fact that, oh yeah, let's play drums one day, oh yeah, let's practice, dedication, and there's a certain amount of determination that you need to have, because trust me, I guarantee you, no matter what you think, no matter who you're playing with, no matter what caliber of a drummer you become, somebody's going to have something negative to say about you. Always. And the thing is, I'm a very nice person. I'm very shy, actually, believe it or not. Yeah, I know. I'm very shy. I normally keep to myself. And, I have friends, but, whenever people come backstage, it's like, hey, how you doing? I talk to them, but I'm not the type of guy where I'll just say, hey, what's up? They're crazy. No, but seriously, there's a certain amount of determination and drive you need, because people are going to say, oh man, what you're doing is not right, or what you're doing isn't, jazz. Yeah, I mean, I come from a gospel background, so if we play, like tonight, we'll probably play a tune called Samo, which is in 7, and it sounds like death metal rock. I'm going to be honest with you. And I'm playing like double bass drum stuff on a single bass drum pedal, and people are like, man, that's not jazz. Man, thanks for paying $25 to see me. It's like, because at the end of the day, it's like, why say something negative? It's like, man, you're already bringing negative energy my way. Cool, man. Enjoy your day. And so keep your head straight and don't be afraid to be yourself. I promise you, that is the greatest lesson that I've learned. Playing with Branford, playing with Kurt, playing with whoever. Now, I mean, at the end of the day, when I said that earlier, it matters, but a certain amount of that, it's just formality. Like, you're going to play with people. Some of them are going to have big names, some of them are going to be local artists, some of them can be guys who are just beginning. You can learn something from everyone. And when you're comfortable with who you are, you're able to learn from a beginner drummer who plays the drum a certain way and really doesn't even know that they're doing something that's really cool. You can learn from an older guy who's about 80 years old and really can't play anymore, but has stories from when he used to hang out with Miles Davis. You never feel as though you can't learn anything from anyone, because I've made that mistake too many times. When I first met Bernard Purdy, I said, okay, man, all right, cool, great. I got it. I'm doing okay. And, he's looking at me and said, oh, kids, I tell you. And, he at one point said, man, you need a drum rug. So I was in my basement. And I had a really nice floor in my basement until I started playing my drums down there. Dum, 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 dum. Scratches all over the floor. My mother said, yep, that's your allowance. I was like, okay, great. And then, they got it repaired. But whatever your elders tell you, whatever your little friends tell you, listen, be okay with who you are. Understand that you're a special person. What you're doing, no one else can do, but what they're doing, you can't do either. And everyone has a special place in this grand scheme of things called music. And not to sound all inspirational, but peace, prosperity to everybody, and thank you. Really fast. I would like to thank you and Ray for having me here. And the business aspect of this, that I endorse certain symbols and some sticks. And by the way, they are the best. No. I mean, for me, yeah, Vic Firth incredible stick company. I love my artist reps and Zildjian, incredible cymbals. And then, every company makes great stuff, but those are my personal preferences. So.
Do you have enough time to play that metally jazz beat in 7 you were just talking about?
Okay, yeah, I can play the thing in 7 really fast because I do have to leave. But yes, so you just want to play the groove in 7 again?
Yeah, that what you were just talking about you're going to do tonight.
Oh, yeah, okay, no problem.
Yeah,